Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, live in the beautiful studios of The Man. This is 12:10 a.m. The Man. Joining me here in The Man, Lynda, just chill, is my sister-in-law, business partner, co-host, Lynda V. Harris, the woman. How you doing, Lynda?
I am fantastic, Robert. I'm up, I'm live, I'm moving around.
Yeah, you actually are live. We're on Facebook. we're YouTube live.
Yeah, this is good. You know, and how many years we've been doing this? 11, 12 years? 12 years. We've been very comfortable, just kind of chilling.
Yep.
I can make faces at you.
Yep.
We have physical fights. No, I'm kidding.
No, you try to fight me, but I'm peace out, man.
I give you dirty looks.
Yes.
I can't do that anymore.
No, we're live. Technology.
We're literally live. I got to get my face beat now. I need a makeup artist.
Yeah.
I think the budget just went up.
I know. I don't know about that.
You don't know about that?
I don't know.
I got to get a wardrobe now. I could come in my pajamas, and now this has changed, Robert.
Yes. And joining us live here is our sidekick, our side bruh man from Martin. This is the Professor Keith. Keith, how you doing?
It's always a pleasure to be with you on lovely Saturday mornings in the Magic City.
The Magic City. Just another day in paradise, huh?
We're blessed. We definitely are blessed. Let's look at the temperature. It's 61 degrees here in Miami.
I love it.
Oh, don't you just love it?
Air conditioning is on outside.
Yeah.
Good running weather. You gonna run another marathon with me?
No way. Once enough. I almost died running that first marathon.
I ran 2.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
she had ran 1 and I hadn't ran 1. Then I said, let me run a marathon. And she says, okay, I'm going to run 2.
I can't have you one up me.
Man, isn't that something?
I just can't.
That's awful.
Competition is good, right, Key?
Did I just hear some bragging there?
We really did. It
sounded a little bit like
just
bragging.
Just a little bit. But it all is good. What's that market doing?
Well, let me tell you about the market. What's going up today? You know, I have told you all, and I've said this from the beginning of the year, that the market is going to be very volatile. The market was up yesterday 337 points. Can you believe that? We're back up over 28,000. And they're still saying that they think that we can hit 30,000 by the end of the year. Now, what is that, 2 weeks?
I got to just take a deep breath on that. Yeah.
Hey, listen, if you have a 401k or if you're in the market, which half the people are not, you're having a good time.
Excellent time.
You know, I mean,
excellent.
Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 28,015. S&P 500 is up still up over 3,000. It's at 3154. And man, let me tell you something. Apple, believe it or not, is at a 52-week high. It's 270 yet again, up 5 points.
It keeps rolling.
So, which goes great into our topic today, Robert, because when you talk about if you're in the market and, you know, we're talking about federal workers and where their money may be placed. I mean, it's various places and we're going to explain it. But it's great if you are participating in the market, whether it's through a 401k, a self-directed IRA, or, you know.
Or just knowing where and how and when. As a matter of fact, let's segue right into we got another professor. We got Professor Keith. We also have Professor Bill Marecki.
Yes.
Now, Bill is the man.
The knowledge. He's a walking, just know-it-all.
He knows this thing like, have you ever watched Star Trek? If I'm Captain Kirk, he is definitely Spock. I mean, this guy says you can't do that, you can do that. No, you can't. Matter of fact, today we're going to talk about when is the best time, the best date, the best date to retire. And today we're going to dedicate the show to federal employees.
I like federal employees. I like federal employees.
Well, you know, just before we actually get on with that, because I'm looking forward to this being a really, really great topic.
Yeah.
We need to take a minute to acknowledge that this past week we had 2 shootings at naval bases.
Oh yeah.
So we need
federal employees.
So we need to let
employees.
and although we don't always think about it, but those folks who are in the military are actually federal employees. So we need to make sure that we acknowledge that and say give them our sympathies and our best wishes.
Absolutely.
And recognize that they put forth a lot of commitment and face a lot of risks in fulfilling their commitment to kind of keep us safe.
Domestic and foreign risk, huh?
Absolutely.
They got their own base.
Right.
Sirs and furs, huh?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that.
Okay.
That's good that you mentioned that, Keith, because they do need help. They do. It's like 3 million of them, and no one is really talking to them. So that's why we decided to specialize in helping federal employees and their benefits, because basically the government just gives them a manual, just gives them a website and said, have at it and figure it out yourself. And most of the time they lean on each other for understanding. But we have a division now at the Henderson Financial Group. Professor Bill is heading that up, basically. And we've all become specialists in understanding federal employee benefits. So you can call our office at 305-825-1444. And we'll be there to help you not only just with your retirement planning, but in your insurance strategy. In fact, Monday is the deadline for the health enrollment for all. Open enrollment ends Monday for all federal employees. And we're going to talk about that again today. Bill's going to call in. Bill is out of the state right now. He's joined the Henderson Financial Group. We merged, so to speak, to come together like, duels to help you all. And all we ask is that you come with an open heart, open mind, and get some education, And a lot of you all that think that you know it all and you get your stuff together, listen, remember, you don't have to be sick in order to get better.
Amen.
You like that?
I like that.
Nice little jingle, huh?
True words.
Right,
True words.
So Bill's going to call in. We're going to talk to him at the 8:15 break. But let's go back to this market, man. I tell you,
wow,
this thing is really, really humping, man. I mean, but a lot of people, unfortunately, when the market hit all-time highs, that's when you have a lot of people come in and say they want to buy. But that oftentimes that's the wrong time. You're buying at the highs, and really, when you're dealing with your money, you don't want to. It's not the casino. You want to have a plan. You really want to seek guidance. You want to exactly understand your goals, your objectives, your risk tolerance, and that's why we want you to call the Henderson Financial Group. Our office, we open actually 6 days a week. We're not a 9 to 5 company. We're there to 7, 8 o'clock at night because we love what we do, right, Lynda?
Absolutely. I was there this morning before the show. We're there all times of night. Give us a call, 305-825-1444. This is a serious topic with federal employees. Like Keith just said, you put your lives at risk in so many ways. And imagine, when Professor Bill come on, he has it down to a science. When's the best time to retire? Most people just think when I get sick of it, when I got my years in, but it's so strategic, Robert and Keith, that there's a time of year, the month of year, the beginning, the end, the date that's going to make a difference in your quality of life after retirement.
I'm telling you, I was so surprised when I looked at that table for how to calculate, where you are, who you are, what you've got accumulated. And it's amazing if you just go too fast 30 days, how much money you actually leave on the table.
Leave on the table. That's right.
And when your pension start, you know? And should you retire on a Thursday or a Wednesday or the first day, So he's going to be calling in at that 8:15. So I want you all to get your pens out, your pencils. If you got a husband, a cousin, a mother, a father, whoever that is a federal employee, you got to listen to this show. Now, good news is we're streaming live right now. If you go to YouTube and go to 1210 The Man, you can see us. You can call in, let us know that you're watching, and we're going to wave at you, right?
Yeah, I know.
Can you believe that? That's why I told him to clean up all this stuff. We just finding out that it's live.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't warn me. I mean, I needed to have my better shave on.
You combed your hair or something?
That's a little bit.
I ain't got to worry about that. I don't have no hair. Maybe that's why I didn't tell you, because you got hair. Little hate.
Just let him show up.
Just let them show up, and they all be surprised. So yes, we just found out today that we're streaming absolutely live.
Wow.
So wherever you are in the country, out of the country, if you just go to youtube.com and go to YouTube and type in 1210 The Man, you can see us. You can see us with Lynda. What do you got, that Coming to America outfit on?
This is what we're gonna do now. No.
I love that. That's not Wakanda, right? I love that.
And it starts. Can I get a makeup artist and a stylist then, since we're live?
I didn't know that either.
I need that in the budget.
Is my nose shiny? Black and shiny, right? All right, let's stop clowning.
Okay.
Those of you who listen to us first time, we are the Henderson Financial Group. I'm a certified financial planner. and certified tax coach. And we've been doing this for over 37 years, believe it or not, yes. But the thing is, we break it down to you like a 6-year-old. So what we do is we demystify this whole world of financial planning, whether it's stocks, whether it's mutual funds or ETFs, real estate, mortgages, wills and trusts. I mean, we really talk to you like you are our cousin. We break it down to, we don't like people talking over your head, because we know that in the legal field, they talk over your head with this fancy jargon. You don't know what they said, so they just charge you money. You don't know what that means, definition. In the medical field, they do the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Most of us can't even name the parts of the body, and they say they got to operate on it. Then they charge you all this money for it. And in the financial scene realm, they do the same thing. What's a puts? What's a call? You know, what's a Roth? You know, what's an IUL? Most people don't understand that. But, you know, they throw all this up to you and tell you to figure it out yourself.
Right. And
you're a layperson. You're a plumber. How are you supposed to know what a put or call is, a mutual fund? How are you supposed to know all of that, an index? How do you know what crediting is? You don't know that. That's why you need to come to someone like the Henderson Financial Group so we can keep it simple. We don't charge you a consultation fee. You can call us for just a conference call. We're here to help you. You know why? Because we believe if we help you, we get our blessings. We really do believe that. And we believe, first, if we empower you and enrich your life, then our lives will be enriched. So you know what we want to do, right? We want to enrich as many of you all lives as possible.
Why?
Why? Because we get rich too. I like that, but that is the truth, you know?
Yeah.
I tell most of the people that I know, like, I really need you to be rich. I really need you to be rich.
Absolutely.
Why? Because one day it may turn around that I actually need to borrow some money. So and I would really appreciate it if you had some.
If you had some for me.
Oh, man, I just got a text from Miss Neal, Miss Redhead. And she said, really, good morning. I'm looking at you. I'm going to wave, Miss Redhead. How you doing? Make sure, make sure. Goodness. I want to see you, Miss Redhead, in the Henderson Financial Group Client Appreciation Program ceremony that we're having this Friday, right? The 13th, Lynda?
Friday the 13th, Casino Royale.
Right.
Absolutely. Client appreciation for clients only.
Yes, please.
And if you're a client, don't come 8 deep. Don't bring your crew.
Right.
It's clients only. You know what I mean? We're trying to do it right. We do it up. I got my Casino Royale outfit. I cannot wait.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, Friday, absolutely.
What about you, Keith? What are you in?
You got it together?
I'm not telling.
Okay.
It's going to be a
surprise.
surprise.
Us.
Absolutely
right.
correct.
Oh, Lord, please.
You going to be in your tux, Rob?
Keith, that's G-rated now. Don't G-rated, Keith. All right.
No, that's really the man way of saying, I don't know yet.
Oh, yeah, I have my tuxedo already. Now, I'm not wearing a tux. I probably have on a jacket or something, you know?
All right.
But it's going to be good. It's going to be start at
great.
7. Don't get there at 9 because, y'all know what happens late on Friday the 13th. So we're not coming out at 2 a.m.
Right.
You know, I mean, This is a nice community, a nice outing. I mean, it's for the grown folks, you know,
right.
and don't bring all the little children. We love the children.
Please, but don't have them running around. And
we're going to have a band there.
We're going to have libations.
Yes, and we're going to have, I like that word, libations. Oh, Lord. Is that the word of the day?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it could be. No, so we're going to have a nice band. No, actually, we're going to have AC DJing. And we're going to have real casino tables with real dealers. And if you don't know how to play, that's the fun of it. Because I went to one of these and I didn't know anything how to play poker. And they actually showed me and my wife how to play poker. It was so much fun.
Good deal.
Now, remember now, since we're financial planners, we're not going to be taking each other money. So I don't play that. And everybody who knows me know I'm very frugal and I don't make any bones about that. I'm not embarrassed about that, you know? I didn't come up with I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I had to work hard. And I truly believe, not in luck, but in preparation and opportunity. That's what I believe in. So I don't play, I don't gamble, I don't go to casinos, but that's just my way of just getting that bug out of me, playing play money. I will play some Monopoly now.
Okay.
I'll beat you. I'll kick your butt.
Yeah,
I'll kick your butt. I'm serious, Monopoly.
Sounds like a challenge.
You know, let's talk about some current events. Boy, I tell you, number 45 Trump is pretty smart, man. Let me tell you something. the Supreme Court just blocked the release of Trump's financial records for now. Is that a phenomenon?
Yeah, well,
That is
I
amazing.
think that was pretty much expected.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's playing chess.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy is playing chess, man. He's like, okay, forget all y'all lower courts, y'all can say this, but I'm taking up to what my boys, where I put them in in judges, and they're gonna have the final say.
Imagine what could be in those tax returns that he
You won't
actually
know. 'Cause he
have the
appointed-
Supreme Court. He took it all the way. That man don't want it to be released so bad.
And guess what?
But listen,
Ain't nothing you can say or do about it. Now that's a Trump. That's a Trump move. He says, "Okay, all y'all, state, federal, all y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I'm appointing the Supreme Court members. I put them up there, so y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. They gonna say nope, leave them alone.
But there are lessons to be learned.
absolutely.
That is a phenomenon. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, but there are lessons to be learned.
I'm just hoping that he don't say all black people, you're slaves. And the Supreme Court says,
my
yes, he's right.
goodness.
We're in trouble here. Because let me tell you something. That's a lot of power.
Well,
That's a lot of power. That's a slam dunk. I don't know what no one going to say. As a matter of fact, my word of the day is dichotomy. And
dichotomy.
yeah, you like that word?
I love it.
And there's a lot of dichotomy going on in Congress. Now, those of you all who don't know what dichotomy means, because you didn't pay attention in school, first of all, I'm going to spell it. D as in David, I as in Indian, C as in Charlie, H as in Henderson, O as in ocean, T as in Thomas, O as in ocean, M as in Mary, and Y as in yellow. Dichotomy means a split, a difference. And can we say that the Democrats and the Republicans and what's going on in Congress, there's a huge dichotomy
There's a huge dichotomy
of the truth?
Absolutely.
You like that
Different
word?
split. Absolutely.
Well, of the truth of perception and also of projection.
But what is truth?
You know what? We're not even
Okay.
going there. No.
What? It's a little too
This
deep
is the
for y'all?
financial show.
Okay,
right.
so we're going to take a station break, but when we come back, we're going to have Bill Marecki. As a matter of fact, Bill is in Michigan. I think he's in Detroit. Right now, up there with my cousins. I got a big lot of family in Detroit, Bill. I'm gonna have them come see you. See, I think
Don't
a couple
do that
of
to that
them.
man.
Lynda,
Okay, my
you tryna-
bad. Okay.
you tryna say something about my family?
Okay. No.
Okay. They're professionals. A lot of them do work for Ford and GM, but we do have a few that are in the
And we
military.
need them.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Bill Marecki, he's going to join us. You know, Bill has a fantastic partner, his wife, Shauna, and she's spot on also. They're a dynamic duo. They're pretty good. And we're so happy to be involved with them and sharing knowledge and understanding, and really great people. So keep it locked, stick and stay, don't go away. We'll be right back after the station break.
We still gonna be on the YouTube doing the break?
Yeah, we still
So I
gonna be.
gotta- okay,
the people
still
that's
smile.
watching us on YouTube, they're still gonna be able to see you.
doing the break. Okay.
All right. So don't do nothing.
Yes.
Don't do nothing. No, I ain't just
Yes.
still, maybe powder your face or something. I don't know. Maybe my nose shining.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
We're back live. Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, live in the beautiful studios of 1210
Beautiful.
AM, The Man. We also have The Woman, my co-host, business partner, sister-in-law. She's a financial planner, also a realtor, also a stockbroker, also an insurance advisor.
And developer.
And that's right, and developer. And she just discovered she's YouTube live, so she's having a good time with the camera. But forgive her. We also have Professor Keefe, who is actually a professor at the college. He's also an advisor, and he specializes also in insurance and retirement planning. And we should have Professor Bill on the line. Bill, are you with us?
Hey, good morning. Very happy to be here.
Good. How you
Good
doing?
morning.
Hey,
How's the
hello,
temperature?
South Florida.
All right. Hello, Michigan. How's the temperature up there?
It's balmy freezing, nice and frozen up here, but life's good. And, happy to be a part of the team, happy to be a part of the family, and just excited to be partnering with the Henderson Financial Group and everybody on the show today. So what a wonderful opportunity to spread great information to federal employees, and we've got a lot to discuss. But first things first, and I appreciate you giving her a shout out already, to my lovely wife and business partner, Shauna, and also a shout out to my son, Jameson, who's in preschool. So love you both.
All right. Shauna and Jameson, fantastic. You heard Lynda make fun of my cousins there in Detroit. You don't mind if they call you, right, Bill?
Have them come see me. Welcome them with open arms.
Fantastic. Well, I met Bill at a conference. It was like his top advisors, and I raised my hand and basically I said, there's some sort of a secret thing that advisors being able to help. It was hard to break into the advisors being able to help federal employees. It's a close knit. It's not a whole lot of people around the country that does it, and the ones that do it, they kind of close. They keep everything close to the chest. But when I was in that conference, I said I wanted to really reach out and help some of them federal employees, especially here in South Florida and actually around the country. And Bill was the first one that came over to me. He passed the card, and then during the intermission, we started talking. I felt his spirit. He felt mine. Talking to him, when you hear truth, you can recognize truth. Those are the people who are true believers. We know each other. We really do. We can hear each other. It's like a dog whistle, Lynda. You know anything about that, Lynda?
Absolutely.
It's like a dog whistle. You can hear that, and you feel like you're at peace. You're at calm. There's nobody hustling you.
Yeah.
And you just want the truth, and that's what we felt about Bill. And those of you all who've been with us, clients of ours at the Henderson Financial Group, we vet people. We don't just bring people in just to be talking heads or people that really trying to just get your money and hustle. We get a lot of calls from outsiders that say they want to do business and hook up with us. But now, we don't do this just for money, money is the byproduct. We do this first because we want to serve you. And we believe, we actually treat people like we want to be treated. We really believe in the golden rule. So that's what makes our whole business difference. And Bill Marecki is certainly someone that fits that whole mold. All right, Bill. So open enrollment is ending for the health part of the federal benefits, the health part for employees, right?
Yeah, correct. The open enrollment is going to end this Monday, December 9th at 11 o'clock Eastern, it appears. Any changes that anyone needs to be made has to be completed online, can be done over the phone. There's even a form you can mail in. You got to get it in the post office by Monday, but all changes must be made to your health insurance, to dental, to vision insurance by Monday.
Wow.
Once the open season is closed, all changes will take effect as of January 4th of 2020, so the new plan will be implemented. And unless you have some sort of qualifying life event, there are going to be no changes to your health insurance until the following open season. So make sure you don't lock yourself into the wrong plan. Contact the Henderson Financial Group and get the right information from them, because open season is coming to a close in basically 70 hours. So the clock is ticking.
So, Bill, if you have reduced the size of your family, or if you've gotten married, you don't need family coverage, or you want to add family coverage, this is the time to do it? Or can that be done during the life change event? Does that qualify for that definition?
Well, so let's just stick on that for 1 second. The qualifying life event, there's the unfortunates and the positives. There's death, divorce, marriage, or birth, and some extreme circumstances that I haven't listed.
Okay.
But if any one of those events happen, the employee actually has a 60-day special open season for themselves. A qualifying life event allows somebody in any of those circumstances to change their health insurance during those 60 days. If any of those aren't expected to happen, or thankfully don't happen over the course of a year, this is the only time you're going to be able to make a change, which is coming to a close this Monday, December 9th.
Okay.
Yeah, and so just make sure everyone understand that. So a qualified event would be, let's say that if you're married and all of a sudden, your spouse makes their transition, and your spouse was on your health plan, and they're actually taking money out of your check to cover your spouse, but now your spouse has passed. Rather than continuing them to take out the same premium each pay period, then you have 60 days, because that's a qualifying event, to get that reduced, taken off.
Correct. You have 60 days from the date of the issue. From that point, you have 60 days to make to make a change.
And the same thing would be if you got married. All of a sudden, you got married, and now you want to add your spouse, your significant other, and then you have 60 days and add them to your benefits. Correct?
That is correct. That's correct. And here's one more I just want to throw out there.
Okay.
It is when one of your kids, let's say you've got a family of three, like my household, and at some point our young man will hopefully go off to college and eventually get on their own health insurance plan, whether it's they get a job and get their own health insurance, or let's say they turn 26, which is the age at which they have to come off. That's one of those little triggering events that's kind of a qualifying life event. It doesn't allow you to go and make any change, but it would allow you to change your coverage from family to self plus one. There are different levels of coverage in the open season, such as family, which are 3 or more people on a plan, self plus one, which is 2, and self. And what happens in that situation is people get trapped because they don't realize that the employee has to act on that. The employee is the one that has to contact their shared services, OPM, HR, and let them know, hey, my child is aged off the insurance. I need to make a change, because that's gonna save them money. That's going to cost them money out of pocket. And if they don't make that change, they're locked into their plan and they're paying more than what they should.
Okay. Wow. And your child turns 26 and you forget. A lot of people doing this thing called living life, and they forget to get in contact with their employer, and they're literally wasting money because even if the child is covered and they're 27, you're not going to be able to take advantage of it because the child has aged off, correct?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And that could potentially cost you money out of pocket that you're not going to recover.
Well, also, on the other side of that, if you've not made a move, then that means that child is actually uncovered.
Absolutely.
For that particular period of time. That's a bigger
imagine
concern.
Thinking that you do have that child covered, and they're not because they turned 27 in the middle of the year or something like that. Okay. And that's just for the health care part that the deadline applies, right? Not any retirement or anything.
No, just
correct.
Health. Okay.
Correct. Health, and then also tied into the health insurance, while it's a separate plan, is also your federal dental and federal vision plans. So you are eligible to sign up for those currently during open season. But once that door slams shut, unless you have a qualifying life event, then you're going to be locked into your rates until the following year.
Good. Bill, I want to, since we're talking about federal employees, I like to take a bird's eye point of view with everything. Why don't we discuss, because we talked about this in our class and Bill was teaching us on our way to becoming certified in this area, who really are federal employees and what are the different divisions? Can you explain the audience that?
Yeah, sure. From a big picture, let's just talk about numbers. And you mentioned it earlier. In terms of active federal employees, there's currently 3 million active federal employees. And then in addition to that, you've got 2 million retired federal employees.
Wow.
So, 2/3 of or 40% of all federal employees are retired, and good for them. They've earned it.
Right.
Now, in terms of active federal employees, I want to break them down into 2 simple categories. You've got your original retirement plan participants. You got your civil service retirement system, CSRS CSRS, and then you got your FERS, Federal Employees Retirement System. And civil service was the original plan, and then starting in 1984, there was a transition under a new retirement system, which is FERS, FERS. And there certainly are a lot more FERS than civil service, because as the deadline of 84 for civil service transition to FERS, there's been a lot of civil service employees that have retired.
Gotcha.
That retirement system eventually, on a long enough timeline, there will be zero civil service employees working for the government. But for now, mainly you've got CSRS and FERS. And then outside of that, just one other little caveat, which is something that we're going to continue to work on, is you've got the military too, which is their own separate category of information in retirement. Down the road, we will spend some time talking more about military benefits.
Okay.
They're called uniformed service. They wear a uniform for their job, Army, Navy. What we're talking about are civilian FERS, civilian federal employees, FERS and CSRS. And then let me just go through some of the bigger government agencies. It's all federal government agencies, but you've got the post office, you've got the Department of Education, you've got the Department of Interior, the federal, the FAA, the Department of Veteran Affairs, Social Security, and even, believe it or not, their savings component, the Thrift Savings Plan, is its own government agency. So we're talking about civilian federal employee benefits.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. And one thing that we learn in our classes, we become certified, is that, I mean, these guys, some of them get the TSP, which is equivalent to the 401k when they retire. They also get a pension and they get Social Security. That's pretty good. Because here in the state of Florida, like if you work for the state or you were at FRS, I mean, you either can take a lump sum when you get ready to retire, go in the drop, okay, or you can just take the pension. But here, with some of the FERS, man, they can actually get both. They can have a pension and get a 401k and get Social Security. I mean, I think that's a phenomenon. That's incredible.
You know, it's always been growing up and, you know, me working for the city and getting different jobs. It's always been, I don't know if it's a myth or a fact, that federal employees make less but have better benefits.
No kidding?
Yeah, than city, county. It's always been they make less, like the guards in the federal prison versus Miami-Dade, but the benefits are better.
I always thought it was opposite. I always thought that the state make less and the Fed make more.
I always thought,
more.
well, I mean, again, I don't know if it's myth or, you know, but the benefits I always understood, and now being certified that the benefits are different in a lot of ways, you know, some people may consider it better.
But you know what just blew me away when we were in the class and we were and Bill was explaining the best time to retire. Now, the best time, you ask the average person when the best time to retire, like now.
Right,
now,
exactly. Yesterday,
But what I really mean is, what's the best day? Let's say you put in your 20 years, or, you know, your 20 years or 25 or even 30 years, and you says, okay, I'm going to retire, you know, at the end of the year. And I'm going to retire, you know, January. Well, let's say I'm going to retire December 1st, or I'm going to retire in September, and I'm going to retire, you know, at the end of the month. That makes a huge difference when the date you retire, because it should correlate with your pension, when your pension starts. Is that right, Bill?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, because depending on the day you choose to retire, and also depending on whether you're CSRS or FERS, is going to make a big difference. You're going to go from having usually 2 paychecks. Most federal agencies get paid biweekly, so you've got 2 paychecks a month coming in. You've also got 2 months out of the year where you get that bonus third paycheck. But what's going to wind up happening is you're going to retire, and we'll break this down more finitely here in a second, but you're going to retire, you're going to get your final paycheck, you're going to wait about a month, and then you're going to start collecting 1 paycheck from your employer for the rest of your life, which is your pension. The other sources, like you said, if you're eligible, Social Security and TSP, you know, you're got to access those separately. But in terms of your pension, let me break down what would be, in theory, the best days of the month to retire. And let's start out with the civil service, the CSRS plan first. As a CSRS employee, in getting prepared for retirement, the best thing to do is to retire within the first 3 days of the month. So if I'm going to retire in January, I would want to retire January 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. The other aspect to retiring on the first 3 days of the month for civil service is the fact that you want to do your best to try to time your retirement at the end of a pay period. So if a government employee is paid biweekly, they're paid for 80 hours or 2 weeks of work. What you want to do is you really want to time your retirement to the first 3 days of the month and at the end of a pay period if possible, because that's going to allow you to go back and collect your final full paycheck. Imagine this. Imagine that you retire at the end of a month, or the beginning of a month for CSRS, and it winds up being the first day of a paycheck. What's going to happen is you're going to stop work on a Monday. You're going to have to wait 2 weeks from Friday to collect your final paycheck. And that last paycheck before your pension comes in is going to be for 8 hours of work.
Wow.
Which is
I was getting ready to say zero.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, when you figure in taxes, deduction, really it's zero. I mean,
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. $100 found is a great day, but today $100 isn't going to get you very far.
But Bill, no one is helping them with this. How would they know this? I mean, how would they, really? This seems like this is calculated strategy.
Mm-hmm.
How? I mean, that's a great question. That's a great rhetorical question in general. But I've been doing the federal system for over a decade and working with people, and I can tell you, in all honesty, there are very few that have good information, but there really isn't a great source of information. Whether you're working for the post office and you have one phone number for shared services for 650,000 people, or you've got 2.5 million people that are supposed to get information from OPM, it's just not, there isn't a good one-stop place for people to go to get this information.
Wait a minute, wait, Bill, can you go back? Say that number again. How many people are using one line?
So basically, through the post office, they have their own separate HR because the post office is a quasi-government agency. They don't take appropriated funds. There's 650,000 postal workers. They have one phone number for their HR, and the other 2.5 million civilian employees have one phone number for OPM for HR. So, interesting story in years past. Sometimes I have to try to call OPM with the client to get information on their benefits, and I've waited on hold for an hour and a half because 2.5 million people, I mean, it's just for one phone number, it's not effective. And so, and I think Lynda said it earlier, and it's about life too. A postal worker right now is going to be working a lot of overtime with the holiday season.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. And if you go into the post office now, you're going to see the lines out the door. By the time they get home from working 20 days in a row and deal with the holidays, the last thing they want to do is go seek out this information because they don't know where to go. So how do they get the information? 305-825-1444.
That's right.
Good move.
Call the Henderson Financial Group. I work with all federal clients with the Henderson Financial Group. We are a team and a family, and really let us be your guide because I can tell you I've kind of learned most of this information on the streets. There isn't a good place to go to learn this. And so by experience and then digging in, asking, and doing some research, I've really come to understand this, and what a great chance for me to get to share this with you and everybody there in Florida.
Yeah, man, I tell you, because, when we saw this opportunity, we said, oh, my God, I was blown away when I just looked at just how big this was and how so many people was being underserved, and they don't even know it. I mean, they just going along like the ever-ready battery, but they could be better. And like I always say, just because you're getting by and everything's like working out, you could be doing more, and you can be having more and getting more, and you just don't even know that you don't even know that you don't even know. So we want to bring this out to you, let you know that we're here. You can come, you can talk to us on the telephone. We can have a conference. We're not going to charge you to give you information. We're really not. So that's why we have in the show. As a matter of fact, Bill is going to be on all year long, starting, this year, and he's going to be a part of this show to help federal employees. There's 3 million of you all, and it's another 2 million that have already retired. And there are people being hired to work with the federal government every day. How many hirees are coming on each month, Bill?
Each month you're looking at anywhere from maybe 8 to 10,000, depending on where we stand. I mean, there's about 8 to 10,000 brand new hirees, and there's roughly 8 to 10,000 retirees. So we're replacing the people who are retiring with new employees. And so you've got all these people at different points in their career, and we can help everybody. Because the bottom line is, it doesn't matter if you're Frankie first year or, somebody who's got 50 years in the government, you all have these benefits. You all have access to this. But again, you're not going to get a lot of help. And that's what we're here to do.
Well, once a person has actually entered retirement, do they still need some additional help along the way at some point in time?
Oh, most certainly. I mean, not only do you need a financial coach, but there are some remaining benefits. There are a few different things. There are a few different things you can do with the pension over your career. There's also the possibility that you have kept life insurance and health insurance in retirement. You keep FEGLI, Federal Employees Group Life Insurance. And what about Social Security and the Thrift Savings Plan? A lot of federal employees aren't aware that as of September 2019 this year, there were major changes in legislation to the rules surrounding the thrift savings plan, which actually made it more favorable for these employees. But again, you don't know what you don't know what you don't know. And how are you supposed to know what you're supposed to know if you don't know it?
And, our federal employees, they deserve better. Shame on them for having one phone line. And we need them happy. We need them in a good mood as we're traveling through airports. We need them in a good mood as we take our veteran loved ones to the hospital. Shame on them. So if you don't know and you want to know and you want it to make it easier for you, we're here to help. We're here to help.
But one of the reasons I asked that was because since we've gotten into this, I've started to pay attention a little bit more.
Okay.
And as it turned out, this month on the eastern part of the U.S., the military families who had TRICARE, there was a billing issue, and they wound up getting charged 100 times what their regular payment was.
That's incredible.
And they're trying to work that out. And my thought was, because we were doing this, if we had clients that were actually involved in that,
absolutely,
what would we do to kind of help address that? Because they've got to get all that sorted out and worked through, and those errors corrected. But in the meantime, if your premium for your insurance was $200, and all of a sudden you got a bill for $2,000,
wow.
That makes a difference in your attitude.
Absolutely.
In your attitude.
And your attitude. and again, we want them to be happy. Most federal employees, Bill, do you know the stat of the average length of time just from being around a long time, 40 plus years, most federal employees stay on that job a while. They put in 25 plus years. Any stats on the regular length of time of service?
And it's going to change. It's really, put it this way, a third of the entire federal workforce is eligible to retire.
Wow.
And a third of them. And so usually one of the triggering years of service is 30 years of service. A lot of people will try to make that 30-year mark because at 30 years, all sorts of bonuses and other things come out of the woodwork, secondary pensions, all these things help, and it's a good trigger point. But right now, about a third of the federal employees that are working are eligible to retire. It's just that, and we'll have to devote a whole show to this. It's just that from a timing standpoint, I was talking with Rob yesterday. Mm-hmm. He says, what's the big thing about retirement? Two words: eligibility versus affordability. Are you eligible? Great. Are you going to be able to afford to do it? That's the question mark, and that's where the one-on-one consultation, that's where the work with us is going to really provide the mystery to this and solve the riddle of what does my retirement look like? When is the best time to retire? What are my retirement incomes? And how do I use this thing called the TSP? What is the best time to file Social Security?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to, in the coming weeks, we're going to dedicate just a whole show on going over this whole TSP because a lot of people have retired. They left their money in the TSP, and then they offered this. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about them, but there's a annuity. This annuity that's not the best that they offer them, and a lot of people just don't know that there's better choices out there. Mm-hmm. We got to take a station break. I want y'all to stay. Don't go away. We're talking with Professor Bill Marecki. He is the coach for federal employee benefits. He has actually helped get Henderson Financial Group, all of us, me, Lynda, Keith, Heisey, and the rest of us, Antonio, and certified, the whole office. And he has joined us. We have merged. We've joined him. He's joined us. And, and we are as one to bring this information to you all, federal employees. Don't go away. We got to take this station break. When we come back, Bill, I want to talk more about how they can convert that sick leave. Because that sick leave chart that we went over in class, it's amazing how they can get paid for this sick leave. We're going to talk about that. Hey, you're listening to Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner. Excuse me, I said that twice. Certified tax coach. It's that YouTube, man. Hi, y'all.
That just means
game changer.
That just means you're doubly good.
Doubly good. I like that. And Lynda V. Harris, my sister-in-law, business partners, and Professor Keith. Don't you touch that dial. We'll be right back after the station break. We're back live. Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, live in the beautiful studios of 12:10 a.m. The Man, but we have the woman here. That's my sister-in-law, co-host Lynda Harris, and we have the professor here, and we have the other professor all the way in Michigan. That's Professor Bill Marecki. Bill, you still with us?
Live long and prosper.
I like that. That's that spark. Bill. That's that spark. Okay, so Bill, I was looking at in the class we talked about, man, how federal employees can really get banked. They can really make some money with their sick leave. They can actually convert that into dollars. I mean, it can get up to like 400, 500 hours, 2 or 3 months, and when they leave, they can actually turn that into dollars, right?
Well, let's clarify that just for a moment, Rob, because there's 2 parts to it. There's your sick leave, and then there's your annual leave. Okay. And so let me talk about both those, because there are advantages to accumulating those over your career. So you earn sick and annual leave throughout your career. And in the government, if you need to take vacation or family leave, that's your annual leave. And you can accumulate in the post office, you can accumulate up to 440 hours. Some people could do 560.
Wow.
And then for annual leave, other civilian federal employees can do 240. And so here's the bottom line. So let's say I go to retire and I've got accumulated 440 hours of annual leave of vacation time. I didn't take a lot of vacation time the last few years. I saved it up. When I retire, I can sell back sometimes as much as 440, sometimes over 700, sometimes 560. It depends who you are, but they're going to take your whatever hours you have remaining in your annual leave, and they're going to convert that into a lump sum paycheck. So if I'm making $30 an hour when I retire from the government, and I've got 440 hours of annual leave when I retire at the right time of the year, remember that's important too, retiring at the right time of the year, then what they're going to do is they're going to cut me a check for, let's see, $12,000 and $1,200. So that's $30 times 440. They're going to cut me a check for $13,200 and pay me for my unused vacation time. Of course, Uncle Sam will put their large hand in the cookie jar on that check. But still, after you retire, after you get your final paycheck, if you cash in your maximum, tens of thousands of dollars can be yours pretty much month one of retirement, which is a wonderful boost to the start of the rest of your life.
Wow. Absolutely. Absolutely. Annual leave versus sick leave, 2 different things. And depending on your title, I would suspect that upper management and supervisors and what have you will probably have a more favorable plan than others. But still, that's absolutely amazing. I remember when I used to work for local government, I used to take the time off as opposed to the overtime pay because of the tax consequences. But to your point, it's still a nice lump sum to jumpstart your the next phase of your life.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. You know, time is running out. I mean, it's 8:51 already. But Bill, we're going to have you back next weekend. Next weekend is our client appreciation, and then I'm going to be in Washington. I know it's going to be cold. That Saturday, Lynda and Keith will be here, so I'll probably call in. But the following Saturday on the 21st, why don't we pick back up, Bill, and let's talk about examine the pros and cons and their options with this TSP. How about
Love
that?
it.
I am all in, and that's a phrase for poker.
I got to learn that for our client appreciation. We have that Casino Royale theme. Huh?
So it sounds like he's going to call into the party.
yeah, call into the party.
All right, I'm gonna have Professor Keith play my chips for me at the table, and I'll be shouting out roulette numbers.
Sounds
absolutely
good.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Yes. And next year, you definitely have to join us for our client appreciation event next year.
It's definitely warmer here.
That's right. You and Shauna, you have to come down. And
you mean leave this terribly frigid cold weather?
Exactly.
Florida in December. I will do that as well. I am double all in on that one.
Fantastic. But it's so much that we need to talk about to help. Matter of fact, I just got a text from Ms. Redhead. It says, good information for me. Everyone I know retires at the end of the month. That's what she says.
Well, if I got 1 minute, one more minute, let me comment on that, if you don't mind. So we talked about the civil service way to retire, which is the first 3 days of the month. The person who texted in is absolutely right. If you're a FERS employee, FERS, Federal Employee Retirement System, hired after 1984, you do want to retire within the last 3 days of the month and typically towards the end of a pay period. And the reason why is the ruling is under FERS, you must be retired for a full calendar month in order to start your pension. So if I retire on December 31st, I'm retired the entire month of January. My pension should start on February 1st. But if I retired after that under the FERS program, let's say I retired January 1st, my pension doesn't start February; it starts in March. So I'm glad we were brought back to the surface on that.
Okay.
And that just goes to show you literally how much I have to discuss with everybody. There is an endless sea of information, and we're gonna quarry it down to a glass of water and make it very simple for everybody.
Let's do it. Looking forward to it.
Love it, love it, love it.
I want to ask one other question, just real quick, because right this minute, the open enrollment is going to end tomorrow, like we already stated. Well, if you got somebody that is anticipating coming upon retirement, or even anticipating one of those events, qualifying events, should they come in and start to get a consultation long before the next opportunity to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think in general, I mean, they need to come in and get a consultation on everything. Don't just come in for the one issue. Come in for the rest of it. And really, that's where when they sit down with us, we're going to do a comprehensive look at all of their benefits. And so, preparation was a word I believe you used earlier, and you need to be prepared to make an educated decision. Don't wait to the last second. And unfortunately, we're at the 11th hour on the health insurance. That's what we can do. I literally got a text this morning at 6:53 a.m. from a postal worker asking for help. So they're asking for help on open season. What they need to do is not just think about open season. They need to be thinking about everything that they have, which they probably don't know what they have, and we're going to make heads and tails of it for them. And really, being prepared is a great step towards success.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. As a matter of fact, if anyone is listening to or seeing us on YouTube or listening to the program live, you can call our office today. We're going to be there at 305-825-1444, and we can help you today. I mean, we still can get this done. And the whole reason for us talking about this, because we know we're in the 11th hour, but there's still time. There's still, we can help you. And then after this deadline, we do full financial planning services. So we talk not only about healthcare, but retirement plan and ongoing and life insurance. And we tell you you have a living trust. We're a full service financial planning firm, and we've been around for over 30 years. And that's what we do. We just seen an opportunity that this was basically a dry spot. A lot of people are not being serviced, and they've gotten used to not being serviced. And when we found out that this whole industry really needs help, they need understanding, they need guidance, and they need someone to break it down to them like they're a 6-year-old so they can understand this. Then we said, okay, let's get involved in this. I mean, because the government is not really, they just give you a manual, tell you to go on the internet. And reading, a lot of people can't, comprehend. They don't understand because the terminology is totally out of their league.
This goes to something else that you've said often. It's a lot of what has people be hampered is not what they know, but what it is they don't know that they don't know. So what you just said is a lot of us, including me at one point in my life, I didn't know I wasn't being serviced.
That's right. You don't.
I thought I was being taken care of.
Right. It's a discovery. But listen, I see Rosie in the studio. We have to go. Run out of time. We got 3 minutes before the top of the hour. Hey, Bill, it was fantastic. And
Thank you so much.
So we're going to do this again on the 21st?
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Looking forward to it. I can't wait. We're going to have a lot of great information. And thank you very much. Thank you for welcoming me to the Henderson Financial Group family. And I'm looking forward to serving everybody in Florida and eventually across the country and working together with you.
Excellent. And say hello to Shauna for us, okay? And also your son. Have a great day. Enjoy your rest of your weekend.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now, Keith.
Yes, sir.
Lynda.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot of work to do.
Obviously,
right here. I mean, we got to continue to learn this stuff and help not only federal employees, but the rest of it. There's a lot of people need help because there's a lot of people that are out there just trying to vie for your money and tell you how to get rich quick and not really break it down to you like a 6-year-old. And what we do at the Henderson Financial Group, we keep it live for you. We actually, when you become our client, it's like a family member to us. We really care about you, you know? So, Lynda, why don't you take us out?
We'll see our clients Friday the 13th at the Casino Royale Client Appreciation event. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.